the talk that matters.
Hello, Mr. Kelvin. Happy to see you here. Happy to have you.
Happy to see you too.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Yes. So it's been a while, and today I'm happy to welcome to Twige. It's a YouTube channel, and we have so many students who are learning English. But today, I hope we are not going just to learn English, but we're going to learn something new through English. So would you kindly introduce yourself?
My name is Kelvin Otieno Opondo. I'm a Kenyan by nationality.
Yeah.
I work with one German organization called Better Me, and I work as one of the character development experts within the institution. Basically deal with students in colleges, students in high school, students in universities, and even in the local communities. So basically our interest is to create a better world for a better future.
Yeah. Well,
Yes.
I've known you, it's been quite a long period of time, and last time I knew you was when you came here in an organization also. It seems like you are a person who understands about living for the others. And back then you were teaching English. I'm one of your disciples, I can say, because there are so many things I learned from you. So yeah, it's. I believe there's something how you want to share with my audience here on YouTube. And what do you think about New Year's resolution? Do you think there's something about making a decision at the start of the year? Yeah.
Yeah. It's a common one. It's a common statement, and a lot of people make a lot of resolutions when the year starts. But something that is very important is they tend to forget what they'd already planned for the previous years. And in most occasions, the New Year resolution simply probably work for someone within the first month or the second month, and then they eventually forget about it. So to me, I think when you speak about New Year resolution, it should be time to reflect. What is it that I could not be able to do in the previous year? And is there any changes I can make for the previous year and probably make my life even better, or improve on what you had not yet done and make it in a better way? Because when you speak about New Year resolution, people tend to have new plans, new ways, new ideas, but they're forgetting that they do this every year.
I see.
Without having any feedback to what had already happened the previous year.
Sure. I think that really makes sense. It's not about trying to make new things, but it's about whether you accomplished and making sure you're going to accomplish this year. I think that's very important. Thank you.
Yes.
And yeah. So now let's talk about a little bit about self-development in life, and think about a young person or a young woman who feels a bit confused because they don't know how to develop themselves. Would you kind of tell them what they would do in maybe not only in English, but in like everything about life?
People want to develop themselves. Actually, life is a process. And when you speak about our physical being, there is a development that takes place on a daily basis. As the year turns by, there is a development. From a tender age, as a child, you grow to another level until you get to your old age. Now, when we speak about our inner being, which also need development, there are a lot of things we need to think about. There are a lot of areas we need to focus on. But there's a lot of things we really want to do to develop ourselves, but we forget one thing. What is the actual problem that you're having that has made us not to develop in the areas that you want to develop into?
All right.
And one of them I'll be able to quote one of them, which is habit. Now, a lot of people are living, I'm sorry to use the word a lot for a long time, I mean several times, but a lot of people are living their lives without understanding the habits that they have developed in a process of time. There is procrastination. People like pushing things forward. You want to develop, but when you have a task, you want to carry it forward. And it might seem like a small thing when it's a small task, but they combine, then eventually they become a bigger thing. And then this becomes your habit. Yeah, some people are lazy. They cannot be able to even complete a task. Yeah, it might be a very simple task, but they cannot be able to complete a task. So these things, once they build up, they become to be a very strong habit, which eventually turns to be a character. which developed in a process of time.
Mm.
Now, I want to develop myself. I really need to think about what is it that is holding me behind? What is it that is stopping me from moving forward? In this case, I need to be able to develop what we call self-reflection. Before I think about self-development, I need to think about self-reflection. I need to understand me as a person. I need to understand my weaknesses. I need to understand areas that have gone wrong in my life. In that case, I'm possibly able to make improvements in my life. So that is one area when you speak about the habits. And one more thing that people don't like is people always want to go the road that everyone is taking.
Yeah.
No one wants to take the road that no other person is taking.
Because it's easy.
Yes,
you
of course it's easy.
Yeah.
Yes, it's very easy. Oh, someone has already done it, so you feel like, oh, because so and so did it, so probably I can also be able to take that path. But no one is willing to come up with something and walk through the journey, meet the challenges, probably fail if need be, and learn and come up with something that is more special and precious. Yeah, I happened to listen to one lecture, or one of the Chinese billionaires, and he said when he was creating his own company, there are a lot of things he did not know about.
Yeah.
So when he had gathered the group of people that he was working with, so they were telling him, we don't have this, we don't have this. And the thing he was telling them is, whatsoever you don't have, you create. In other words, we human beings, we've been made with the mind of creating. So we have the ability of creating. Whatsoever is not existing, we can create.
Yeah.
Now, once we learn to take the paths that others do not take, which we are also afraid of because we prefer comfort zone, in that case, we are able to create even more other channels to develop.
Yeah.
We need to learn the art of practicing. Yeah. You repeat one thing several times. You learn one art and you keep on doing it again and again and again until you become a master in that area.
Yes. Kelvin, would you please repeat the last thing, because it was like something was not well. Would you repeat I think the
okay. There is no greater talent. People speak about talents, but there is no greater talent like practice. The greatest of the talents is practice.
Yeah, repetition.
But we do not want to practice. When I was in Burundi, one of the teachers, my host in Burundi, one day, we used to do some dances whenever we had activities, and I was part of a dance team. And one day we just did a performance without practicing, and he came to us. We were almost doing a performance. Did you guys practice? We said, no, we didn't practice. So you are so genius. You don't need to practice. So you see, actually he was very concerned, because how would you go and you want to perform before people without even having a practice? And I've witnessed one of the greatest choirs in the world. Whenever they have to go before a performance, they do a lot of practice, and they take too much time practicing. People will appreciate the good thing that appears outside, but they do not know exactly these people who showcase a high level of talents, how much practice they undergo. So practice is very important. And when you practice, you master exactly what you're doing. You get to know it well. And in that case, automatically you will have self-development.
So Kelvin, you've covered now 3 things. And I feel like you have so many things to share, and I believe we shall have another session. But I'd like to come up with, I think 3 things you've talked about. You talked about procrastination, which I believe, really, as you said, it's really a stronghold that many people are really challenged to destroy. And like you said, it becomes a habit. And when, I just realized from what you were saying that anything can be a habit, whether it's wrong or a good thing, you can
very true
habit. And I think that's something really someone has to challenge. And then secondly, you talked about what did you talk about?
I spoke about going to the road that others are not willing to take.
The biggest road. Like I can really relate. I can really relate. Here in Burundi, we feel like, okay, if you finish school, if you finish at least high school or university, you ought to get a job like everybody else. But some of us who are not able to get that, you could go and submit a letter, nobody would answer you. Then you had just to adapt. And at the end of the day, you just realize, wow, I've just made I've just made it without, having you don't have to get that job, and still you can make the life. You can just move on. And then the last thing about repetition, I think really the key is the key, really. In English also we say practice makes perfect. Whenever I finish this, I always tell my students, like, remember to practice. Remember every time practice.
Very true.
So it's a really good thing. I don't know whether you still have, I know you still have so many points, but would you try to be concise? And I believe we should have another good session.
Probably let me just add two more points, right, just to close it up. Once again, we cannot accomplish anything just by dreaming.
I see. People
have dreams, but they're assuming that through their dreams, that is just a dream. Yeah, you need to take actions on the dream that we have.
Yeah.
Okay. This is very important. I dream to become a doctor. What are you doing so far? I dream to become a lawyer. What are you doing so far? I dream to become the best football player in the world. What are you doing so far? Because I believe those who are great dreamers are also people who are great in taking actions to just make sure that that dream they are possessing into their heads or in their hearts is automatically achieved.
Yeah.
Yes. So in other words, I'm simply saying we need to challenge. No, don't just dream and leave it at that point. Challenge that dream that you're having. And as you know, we are afraid of challenging because we are afraid of failing, and failing is part of success.
And I think it's somehow connected to the discipline, or what we would call like a habit. I just realized that no one is by nature lazy. It's something that we are building. When you train yourself, for a period of time, you just realize I can wake up early. You can just realize, oh, I'm not going to be lazy to do this physical exercising, and you just your body adapts, and that's
So basically, when you speak about the actions you can take on self-development, those are the few things that are already prepared. Just thinking about them and how they are precise, they are simple, they are not huge things. Yeah, it's not like a complex science topic. When you speak about development, people try to think about huge words, huge processes, huge methods. But there are simple things that we avoid that are very necessary. And once we build up on them, we are able to see how greater things can be able to arise out of us.
Yeah, man. Thank you. I just remember, when you built up that project of, we had this English speech contest. I don't know whether in Burundi we had ever had such kind of thing, but it was huge, and it was really demanding. And I remember I was going around in the English clubs, and it was a great thing. I was inspired, and I think since then we have been having such kind of English speech, but they are not really that big. I mean, none of them can be compared to what we saw the other time. I know how you have good skills in getting sponsorship, and I think there are so many things we can learn from you. I think it's a pleasure really to have you. But let me ask you this last question, Mr. Kelvin. If somebody would ask you, is there any recipe for success? Because everybody obviously wants to be successful. Yeah.
We all want to be successful, but the most sudden thing is when we speak about success, many people connect success with money. Oh, I am
not connected to that.
No, it's not about money is important, but success is not all about money.
Yes.
Yeah. Some of us might be struggling to have, when you have good relationship with your parents, with your siblings, with those who are surrounding you, with your community, that is success as well.
Sure.
So there's a lot of nitty-gritty you need to think about when you speak the word success. It is very, very important. And yes, everyone, you probably might have read so many books. When you go to the supermarket or to the stores and find a book that is a recipe for success, it will be like the bestseller. Everyone wants to buy that book. Because now you can understand that everyone desires to become successful. I once went to a meeting, and it was full of directors. They were medical practitioners. And when I looked at my position, I wasn't that much able to, I felt inferior. Am I able to talk to these people? But I came up with a point. By any chance, would you love to be successful? If yes, raise your hand. And almost all these people raised their hands.
Yeah.
And Yeah. Now, when I looked at them, I admired them. They are much more better than I am. Yeah, they are learned. They are having good job position in the government, but still, they do not know exactly. They desire to become successful. So my question was, what is this success? And I may not be able to speak about the recipes for success, but if yes, I can say I have a few tips we can be able to speak about.
Yeah.
Key aspect on my side is we must have a flexible thinking.
Flexible.
This is very important. Yes. We need to be adaptable and flexible.
All right.
In other words, we need to be bent. Yeah, you know, when you come into success, sometimes we have like, I already know the path. I already know the way. I know it. I'll do it my own way. You're not willing to listen from other people. Eventually, you will fail. Yeah. Even you. Sometimes you should also be willing to listen even from the least people who are the least in the society. You know, when you speak about someone becoming your mentor, you think about great people who have already done mighty and great things. But how about those least people? Yeah, we need to be good listeners. Yeah. Once you learn how to listen, then automatically you can be able to learn tips and points on how you can be able to grow and develop. Yeah. And again, in that is just one point. In the line of success, people meet deadlocks. Yeah, they meet endpoints. Is that so? So it is natural to feel disappointed if something doesn't go well as you planned it. We plan a lot of things. Yeah. And when you're joining school, you plan. Yeah. When you are in school, you plan to get a good job, but this sometimes don't happen. Yeah. When you go to driving school, you also plan. After driving school, I'll buy a car. I'll take my family around. When you get married, you plan. You plan. I'll marry a beautiful wife. We'll live a good life. We'll have children. We'll take tours. What if these things don't happen? In other words, when you reach your deadlock, what happens? What happens next? But we need to think about this. If it doesn't happen my own way, I need to try a different angle. We may go through difficult times, but in the period of change through which generate something new, in this way of thinking, we might seemingly meet deadlock situation, but again, it is a good opportunity to plant hope and courage in us in our time of struggle. Yeah. They might exist, but that is not the end of it. It is just like, oh, I tried this way and it did not work. Might there be another way? So I should not lock up my head. That's what I'm saying. When we meet the deadlocks, we need to think there might be another way to solve this problem. Yeah. In that case, I need to have an open mind, an open heart. Yeah. I need to create the virtue of communication. Is that so? Then that makes things better. Yeah. That's what we would call success mindset. Not failure mindset. Very true. Very true. Great. Something else probably I'd like to mention is determination. We drop things so fast. When you try and it doesn't work, you simply drop it. Yeah. And this goes, but you know, as this, yes, we need to be, as they say, acceptance, like as they say, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with just one single step. Yeah. For you to save $1 million shillings, you need to start with that 1 shilling, because that 1 shilling composes the $1 million shilling, or I mean, the $1 million. You can say $1 million, or $1 million franc, or $1 million shillings, or whatever currency. Yeah, you've just said a very important thing about saving. It's really a big issue. Somebody will tell you, no. Already. Yeah, somebody will tell you, how can I save? I don't even have enough. You know, maybe that would be a topic for another day. You know, yes, it is just within the mentality. Actually, yes, we might speak about it another day. But let me just quote something. Okay. Very simple thing. We use coins in Kenya. We use coins, and 2 months ago, because the December holiday was coming up, and I thought, oh, I need to go home and probably see my kids, and you can have time with them, and I need to spend money. Sure. So I thought of an easier way to be able to raise some funds so that when I go home, I can have some money to spend with my kids. So we have coins, the coins of like 5 shillings, 10 shillings, 20 shillings. So I made a bag, and I will just deposit the coins. When I go for my shopping, I don't use the coins. When they remain, I put them in a bag. By the end of the 2 months, I had probably like $30 US. Collected from the coins. I didn't feel the heartache of collecting the money. It was so simple, but it's successful at the end of the day, and it made me think about this year again. I need to start the small amount. Eventually, they pile up and become something great. Yes. As much as we do not have enough, we still can save a lot.
Would you repeat that again?
And that's it. As much as we may not have enough, we can still save a lot.
Wow.
Someone was
like a certain amount where you have to start. Oh, now I will start saving.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I see.
Probably when you organize for another show, we'll be able to speak about this in details. But I'm practicing something else which is new and very precious. Oh. And someone told me like we have 365 days in a year. How about you just save, like in Burundi there is franc, use franc, right?
Yeah.
Do you have 1 franc?
We don't have, no one is using, but maybe now we start from 50. That's the smallest coin.
The smallest.
Yes.
Yeah. So this person was saying, like in Kenya, we have shillings. We start from 1 shilling. Yeah. So in the first day of the year, you save 1 shilling. In the second day of the year, you save 2 shillings. Like day 2, you save 2. Day 3, you save 3.
Okay.
I don't know if you understand the concept. Day 30, you save 30.
30, yeah.
Whether it's $30, 30 franc, 30 shillings, whatsoever the currency. By the time you are clocking, you got the concept?
Yeah, I see.
Yeah, day 365, you save 365 franc. So every day you save you save amount equivalent to that particular day. If it's day 200, you save 200 franc. It seems like a very small amount of money. It seems like you will not feel the pinch of doing that.
Yes.
But when you look at the long-term goal, after 365 days in a year, whatever you'll have will not be a small amount of money.
Yeah.
Now you see,
when I think about it, and I think you'll be trying to intrigue something in your mind about saving. It's kind of like, oh, if I can do this much, maybe if I do this much, I can do much better. It's
very true. And you see, now you have developed an habit for 365 days.
Yeah.
Yes, you've learned that habit. One habit for 365 days. Why can you not be successful?
Great.
even if it is not on the money aspect, you have developed a positive attitude towards one direction.
Yeah, I think that's a good thing.
Yes.
We've talked a lot of good stuff, and I feel like we'll continue, but time is behind us.
Oh, yeah, sure.
For sure, I believe the audience has really liked it, and I would just ask them to comment down, tell them how you've liked the good thoughts from our brother, our mentor. It could be anything. Kelvin, and I believe we get a lot in his story. There's a lot of things, and I'll make sure that I will be trying to pull him back and then tell us more about. And I believe he's really willing. So, without any further ado, would you say like last message, final message?
Probably I'll say murakoze cyane. That's a very special word that I learned when I was on the other side. Sure. I will probably speak of French, merci beaucoup, and I'm really glad to be here, and I'm really hoping that we as the youth in Africa can be able to have self-development, self-change. Yeah. We are the one who are holding the future of our continent. For a long time we've relied on others to help us grow, which is not bad. But I think we have a lot of potential, and one greater potential that Africa is having is the youthfulness. Africa is youthful, and youths contain a lot of potential. We've been used in other wrong things, but now we need to put that mind, that we need to change the habit so that we can be able to build ourselves positively for the future of our children and our grandchildren. So I'm really looking forward. If there's any opportunity for us to combine forces and do better things, that will be my greatest desire.
Yeah.
Yes.
And thank you for. I'm just honored to be that you are my friend. I can learn a lot of things from you. So thank you so much for being with us. And like you said, we are looking forward to talking with you again. So let's finish this thing.
Thank you so much. Thanks so much, Christian. Thank you so much.
See you,
Thank you.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye.